Hello. Here at the Homestead, one of our big missions is to try and make as little impact on the environment as possible. We're based here in Goathland on the North York Moors, which is a beautiful national park, and we only have to look out of the window to see what an incredible scene it is, and in everything that we do we're trying to be mindful of that, to leave as little impact as possible as we go through our journey here at the Homestead. One of the key things that we've done is write a sustainability mission, which is on our website, so you can read everything about that if you're interested. But I thought I'd do a little roundup of some of the key things that we do. Here are some top tips that you can try at home if you just want to try and be a little bit more sustainable, but it feels overwhelming. Hospitality is kind of known for waste and things like that, so the first thing we do is look at the kitchen. Food waste is a big one. One of the main things we do is we compost all of our food scraps in our kitchen garden, and that goes back into the veg beds for us to grow our organic veg. Another one is any food that's been prepared, whether that's not going to get eaten, so we make sure that we're only making to kind of the best of our abilities for how many covers we have, and any leftover food either gets given to staff, we eat it here, or occasionally I have been known to tub up roast potatoes for one of our customers on a Sunday when they were the last people in, and they were very grateful for that. So my top tip for that at home is trying to get into the habit of cooking with what you've got in your kitchen, rather than thinking I want to make this and I need these ingredients. Familiarise yourself with opening the cupboards and going, right, what can I make with this? Or if you don't feel confident with that, if you see things that are maybe looking past their best, what can you do with that now? Can you cook it off and freeze it? You know, we're all being conscious about single-use plastics. In a restaurant scale, that's another thing altogether. Some of the things that we do is packaging that comes to us, we take everything out on arrival, so the delivery drivers take back any boxes, any crates, any reusable packaging goes back to them so they can reuse that. So obviously on that note, for you at home, one thing to do is make sure initially you're choosing choices that don't have that extra packaging. So there's loads of amazing zero waste food shops these days, or going straight to source, you know, farm shops where you've not got unnecessary plastic packaging, etc. I know that's not practical for everyone, so, you know, don't get me wrong, we have the supermarket delivery at home. But did you know that, for example, Co-op, you can take all of your soft plastics back to them. So anything that you can scrunch and it scrunches back out again can be recycled. There's drop-off points at most Co-ops, and there's a link on our website to check if your local one takes soft plastics. Another thing we do is we use refills wherever possible. So all our hand soaps and lotions, washing up liquids, etc. We buy in bulk and top those up, so that's another really good one. Zero waste shops, there's places online that you can order larger quantities and just fill up your own containers. A top tip I saw recently from our local zero waste shop was to use your milk cartons to go and get laundry liquid. So wash them out, make sure they're clean, go to the top up, fill up, nice big container of laundry liquid, no extra plastic created. Another little thing that we do in the restaurant is kind of waste that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So one big thing is when our large candles burn down, there's a little bit left that you can't always use, and there's a great company called the Recycled Candle Company, and we collect all of our ends up and we post them off to them, and they make recycled candles from all of the odds and ends. We're going to be setting ourselves up as a drop-off point, so watch this space for more on that. We also keep all of the corks, so all our bottles of wine that we do by the glass, keep all of the corks, and these go to a social enterprise company called Recorked. So last but not least, one of the things that we are keen on is food and drink mileage. So when we were setting out to look at where our suppliers were going to be, a big thing for us was as local as possible, as independent as possible, and finding other small businesses to support. So food, if it's not grown on site, it's sourced from local places on the North York Moors. Obviously that's not possible for everything, but we're getting there with that one. Drinks wise, again, we support local companies such as Roost Coffee. They're just in Malton, they roast all their own coffee and grind it, and it's delicious. Whitby Gin, that's just down the road from us. Waltop Brewery, there's a whole list on the website if you're interested in where we get things from. And last but not least, our wines, we keep them to European based only. We've got some really delicious wines without having to have them shipped over too far away. So my top tip for trying to be a bit more sustainable is, in each and every choice you make, think about, can I avoid the waste in the first place? Is there a way to, for example, buy something without that packaging? If you can't, then is there a way to then reuse that plastic? So it doesn't necessarily mean recycling it, but is there another use you can come up with? So, you know, can your plastic bottles become used for containers? Can you plant your seeds in it, etc.? And if not, obviously then there are the recycling centres. So it's kind of trying to avoid it in the first place, and if you can't avoid it, can you get creative with how you might use that product again? So I hope that's been helpful. It's by no means an exhaustive list. There's absolutely loads of different things that you can do, and I'm always really interested to hear other people's top tips, little hacks that they've got. So, you know, let us know if there's something that you do, or if you run an initiative that reuses something that we might not have thought of. Any feedback's always welcome, and we look forward to hearing from you.